Jed here, and I am in the next stage of this quad tear tendon journey, and it's the MRI results. So yesterday I went in and saw the surgeon and got the results of the MRI, and he said that I have a torn quad tendon. Uh, so what's if I had to find something neat out of the process, what's neat about it is I was right about how much and where my tendon tear is. So I have torn it from the middle of my knee all the way across, but there's still a little bit left on the outside, on the lateral portion of the thigh. So I get points for my palpation skills and knowing my body. But other than that, it's messed up. It's a big tear that requires surgery. So that has been confirmed. And the good news out of it is that since there is some of it still left, that might help me in my recovery a little bit. I'm just happy because there's some original material still left there, and I'll take whatever I can get. And the bad news, however, is that they also found I have a partially torn medial meniscus and a sprained ACL. So it's hard to know if the meniscus tear happened with this incident. My guess is that it didn't. I'm sure it didn't help any, but I've had some things happen to my knees over the years that might have contributed to that torn meniscus. And occasionally, every time I go do a first squat of the day, or I haven't done a squat in a couple of hours, when I squat down, my right knee goes pop. It doesn't hurt, but it's a really loud pop. And I guess that is somewhat indicative of partial tear in a meniscus, but who knows really. And then the sprained ACL, I'm pretty sure that happened when I fell back. So I think as I said in the other video, I think the quad tore when I tried to catch myself with my leg, but then once it severed, I came down and sat on my heel, and I would imagine it was pretty awkward. It happened pretty quick, and I had brought my leg around sooner than I could, process what just happened. So I'm assuming the strained ACL happened from that fall part of it. The ACL doesn't really need any attention besides just rest and letting it heal. But the partially torn meniscus, I could have operated on. We've elected not to do that this time. We've decided that after the recovery from the quad tendon, if I'm having some pain in that meniscus area, then I can elect to have surgery done on that, which is an orthoscopic, really quick surgery. They go in there and they just cut off the little flap from the tear. So I hope that doesn't have to happen. I hope that I don't have any problems with meniscus until I no longer need this body, but we'll see. And so yeah, that is the diagnosis. That is what the image is shown, and it does require surgery, and that is scheduled for next week. And so that would be 2.5 weeks since the injury. So today marks the 2 weeks, so 14 days, and then I get to be scheduled sometime either Wednesday or Thursday this coming week. So about 2.5 weeks, and so that's not too bad. Of course, I would have loved to have gotten surgery, and be already recovering at this point, but this is the way these things go, and I think I did it as fast as I possibly could. And so now there's a little bit of the letdown that is happening. Of course, the news about the meniscus and the ACL, but mostly the meniscus, that was disappointing. I was hoping just to go in there and kind of confirm what I already knew. So the new discoveries kind of put it into my head that I have some additional trauma to that area, and that it potentially could be an additional issue. That sucks. But we just got to take care of this. First things first, right? So little steps at a time. And so there's also this component, though, of now that this part is done and I'm moving into the preparing phase of surgery, I have been feeling the reality of the situation sinking in a little bit deeper, and it's definitely got my energy feeling pretty low. I was surprisingly pretty optimistic from when the injury happened until a couple days ago, where I was trying to see the opportunities where I can slow it down in my life a little bit and have some more appreciation and gratitude and all that. And that did happen. But I also think it was a little bit of a coping mechanism not to feel the fullness of this situation. And mainly, I guess, around surgery. They're going in, they're putting an incision on top of my knee. It's about 5 to 6 inches long. And after they get in there, they're going to drill 3 holes into the top of my kneecap. And from there, they will tie some sutures into my tendon. And then they will go and anchor those sutures into my kneecap. And I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but I did watch a couple of procedures online just to kind of see what it's all about. And, you know, all the blood and all that sort of stuff, that's one thing. But just kind of the invasiveness of the whole thing makes me kind of grieve for that part of my body that I'm electively going in there and having more trauma on top of what has already happened. So I don't imagine the next couple days are, you know, these next couple of days are going to be hard, you know, psychologically, emotionally. But once it's done, once the surgery is done and I'm on my way to recovery, then I suspect I will start to feel different and start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even though the recovery and rehabilitation takes several weeks and, you know, probably up to a year before I'm feeling confident back in this leg again. So maybe sooner. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that is a video for another time. Thanks for watching. If you want to continue on this journey with me and get updated as I post them, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. All right. Thanks for watching.